get it all out. You ready?
Blech.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
I hope this is actually recording. It says it is. So.
It better be recording.
We've never had that happen. So, all right. Let me just double.
Or find out.
Yeah. Screenshot. Options. Yep, it's recording. Okay.
Alright. Hey everyone, it is OKO of Twisted Frog Racing, and I'm here with my dad, Jamie, and...
Jamie?
Oh my gosh, no, cut.
Okay, try again?
I'm sorry, Dad.
It's okay. You can get my name wrong. I'm okay with that. You want to try it again?
Yeah. Hey everyone, it's OKO of Twisted Frog Racing. I'm here with my dad, Jeremy, and Mr. Steve Slaney.
Yay! We'll add applause later or something, right?
Yeah.
Slow down. He's good.
I remember we had we're doing a blooper video right now.
You know what? That's a good idea. A blooper video. Why didn't I think of that?
Okay. Are you ready?
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, you're ready.
Sure, I'll make some bloopers along with you.
Yeah.
How's that?
There you go. Blooper bops? Okay. All right.
How and when did you get started in no prep drag racing?
About 2.5 years ago. I've always messed with RCs. I've always had an interest, right? So about 2.5 years ago, I don't know, call it 3 years ago, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I went to a local drag race. I went to my local hobby shop, and one of my friends said, that works there, he's like, hey, they're drag racing across the street. Check it out. I'm like, yeah, sure. So I left and I went over and checked it out, and I was pretty blown away. I mean, a lot of people think, oh, it's drag racing. All you do is like pull the trigger and make this car go straight. Like there's no skill to it or whatever. Well, lo and behold, there's a huge challenge to making these cars go straight and go as fast as we can go these days, right? So about 3 years ago, I stopped by a local shop and I checked out the local scene. And about a week and a half later, I was at another shop in Northern California buying one of their slider kit cars, like a Traxxas slider. And I built it all up on a Friday night, and they were having a race again that Sunday. I guess it was a month later. So they were having a race again at the location, and I showed up with an unpainted Corvette body and unglued front tires. And I did that stuff in the morning, and the rest is history. I've been playing RC drag race guy for since then.
Wait, who painted did you paint the body trackside, or what did you?
No, I raced my first race with a clear body.
Like we have that body.
We didn't have timing systems or anything, so it was flashlight start and video fin.
Right, yeah.
Do you still have that body?
Huh?
Do you still have the body?
No, I don't. I did end up painting it all blue, and well, it's drag racing, and I'm pretty rough on stuff, so I ended up crashing it out, and I hung on to it for a solid year, and then I had to clean house, man.
Yeah, I know that feeling, huh, buddy?
Very important question.
Yeah.
What happened at the race?
Oh, yeah.
At that very first race?
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm not gonna lie, I was like, I raced off-road, and I like you guys have talked to me in the past, and you're aware, I raced off-road, and I've raced dirt oval stuff, and I knew how to make an RC car work, but I think I cut out the front wheel wells, like glued the tires, cut out the front wheel, glued the front tires, put them on, cut out the front wheel wells, finished cutting the body holes, slapped the body on, and went racing. And I believe I went to the semis that day, like my very first time. And it was a smaller, like it was all cash race stuff, but I believe it was, I'll say it was, I don't know, it was $500 or something to win. And
wow.
I didn't win or anything, but we had great local turnouts all the time. And I believe I went to the semis that day, if I remember right, and just had fun. Like,
wow.
I'll tell you what. So I raced that race, and then I was instantly on Facebook and looking for other groups and areas around us in Northern California that raced also. So I went and raced with the 707 group. There was a group in Sacramento, the 916 group. I found the group in Modesto, and I just went. I mean, I'm a racer at heart, like through and through, you guys. Like, I don't care.
You were hooked in like, how many races can I go to this week?
Pretty much, you know, and just lucky that, you know, my wife
Tolerates
gets
it.
Like, she's like, whatever, I'm either gonna go racing or I'm gonna sit at home bored, like
Working on the race car.
I was. In fact, I was servicing the car, you know, right before we jumped on this call.
Always servicing cars, it seems like, right? I mean, oh man, there's always something to do to these things.
But it's fun, you know. It's tinkering, right? Yeah. And it's cool. I like that stuff.
Well, in fact, do you remember who coined the phrase? Told us our favorite phrase. What? Bench racing. When Todd Soltero, man,
right?
You have no idea how many hours I've spent bench racing. You know, where you just stare at the car. You stare at the car, and you're pushing down on it and looking at it from different angles, just trying to find that next big thing, and you don't even know what it is.
You know how many times I've found, I'll say 2 or 3 loose screws that were in a key position,
right?
Just racing, right? I mean, I no lie, I was before I pulled the transmission off the car, and I was going to service the transmission, but I one of the main transmission riser screws was loose, like protruding from the chassis loose, and I'm like, oh my god,
like, oops.
Yeah, totally overlooked it. Don't know when it happened or when it came loose yesterday at the local thing, but it was loose, and I was bench racing.
Yep.
That's what I was doing this morning.
And that's something like when remember we were talking about Montana, and you know, there was a lull, we had some time to kill kind of thing, and he's getting fidgety and, you know, wanting something to do, and I'm like, check the mounts on the body, the stiffeners. Right. Man, those things get loose. You got to remember to tighten them down once in a while and check them. You know, everything gets loose on these, and I think
insanely loose. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I mean, they do it with real car stuff, and if you transition these speeds
to real
drag cars, I mean, we're running top fuel cars. That's just my silly analogy, but.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
At the race, you went to the semis, and then did the guy you lost to in the semis, did he get first or second?
Dude, that's a lot of wow.
That's a good question, but I honestly I don't remember, bud. Yeah. I mean, obviously he beat me and went into the finals, but I don't recall what position he got for that day. So
he did well. He did better than you, right? There you go.
He went to the finals, and he did great, you know. And I mean, we have a pretty strong group. So, like, one of the original King of the Street winners, Ricky Bellotti.
Oh yeah, the first.
Yeah, the very first King of the Streets. Ricky lives about an hour 15, hour and 20 north of me, like northwest. But Ricky would always come down and race, and, you know, I'm just saying little history of people that I've got to race with, and, you know, it's just grown since then. But I don't remember, to be honest with you, bud. I mean, he went to the finals, and hats off to him.
Yeah.
You know, I was moved on to the next one. My mindset was like, I lost. I got to get better.
Does Ricky still race at all? Do you know?
No, I don't think so. No, he doesn't. He's doing other stuff. His kids are grown, and, you know, it's all good.
Yeah. He's like like he won it, but it was like, you know, like, oh, you won the first one. You know what? That where it wasn't as like that was the one that made it huge, right? But it wasn't huge until the next one, and then
and then the second one, Clay Keats won, right?
Yep. And then Samantha, right?
I think that, to me, like, I mean, honestly, my let's see, Ricky won the King of the Streets or whatever, right? And then it was around October, November of that year that I got interested in the drag racing stuff. My story I was telling you about going to the locals.
Okay.
So it was the tail end of that year or whatever. And then I was racing motocross and stuff, obviously. And I got hurt, and I got hurt pretty good. Right. And,
never happens in motocross, right? I mean, such a rare thing.
It happens. You got to accept it. Yeah. But, so the King of the Streets that Clay Keats won, I actually, my wife drove me to Las Vegas. I still had like all kinds of medical devices holding my pelvis together up in a wheelchair. I was on a walker, and I went to that race, and because I had to do something. I was basically laid up in a hospital bed and then at home for a while, and my wife's like, "All right, you want to go racing? Let's go racing, jerk." And
she drove you all the way to Vegas from Southern Cal, SoCal.
No, Northern California.
Or North Cal. Wait,
yeah.
what?
I'm an hour of San Francisco, basically.
Okay, North Cal, yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to go to that. You got to go to King of the Streets.
8.5 hour drive. Yeah, she took me there to go play toy car.
and that was the first King of the Streets, or the second? That was the second, right? Yeah.
That was the second one that Clay had won.
Did you stay
Clay lived like Antioch, where Clay's at. He's, I don't know, 15 minutes, 20 minutes from me.
Nice. Did you stay for the finals?
No. I mean, no, I didn't, because it was freezing cold that night, and we went back to the hotel and chilled at the hotel. But yes, we watched the live stream and all that.
You're like, we went back to the hotel and finished watching it on the live stream.
We did. I was smoked. Like a long day. I needed, I need to rest. I'll just say that.
You were recovering too, like totally.
Oh, full on. I had pins out of my pelvis with like this crossbar rod looking thing, like holding my. It was whatever. It is what it is.
Yeah,
I'm better now.
Dude, you don't walk with a limp, so you're all good.
Yeah, I covered it up pretty well.
What is your favorite breakfast on race day?
What's that?
Favorite breakfast on race day?
Oh, breakfast burritos, man.
Burrito.
Yeah.
Breakfast burritos. That's been I love a good breakfast burrito.
Nom nom nom.
Well,
yep.
Nom. Is that your okay?
Burrito.
Burritos. Okay. What's next?
Big steel burrito right here.
Yep.
Don't drop that on your toe. It looks like it would.
Yeah. Do you know? Let's see if you know. Do you know where that came from, buddy?
It was, at your grandma's house.
Yeah.
You used to go there and crack nuts on this thing.
Crack walnuts. Grandma wouldn't buy walnuts, pre-cracked. She did.
Yeah.
When baking, would come around, so I'd have to crack all of her walnuts. But who made it?
Yeah.
That my grandfather made that, or brought it home from work. He made it at a smelt. My grandpa was a smelter.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He smelted copper, silver, and other things, and that was something.
So he cast that round right there.
Yeah. I think that those were test one. I think he told me once it was like a test thing that they would do when they were getting ready to do something, like because then they could weigh it and know how much it would weigh in steel if they were going to do copper like that, because they did. I don't remember. I wish I remembered more stuff that Grandpa taught me.
I'm gonna say it's about 5-10 pounds.
Because Grandpa, no, it's more than that. But it's okay. Stay on task, buddy.
Yeah.
What's your favorite? What's your favorite? What's your favorite breakfast race day?
Pancakes.
Pancakes.
I was gonna take a guess and say pancakes. You look like a pancake guy.
You do like them. You like that. He wants one of those automatic pancake makers at home. I'm like, I don't think that's justifiable, but they are pretty cool. I'll give them that.
Right?
I mean, how do they cook it on both sides? Like the one that cooks it on both sides on that little conveyor belt, and then it just pops out. I mean, it does kind of even make me a little like, that's kind of weird.
Oh, Dad.
All right, you get back to you.
What else you got for me?
Yeah, what else you got, buddy? No questions. Go back to your questions.
Copper.
Oh no, we're not. We're moving off copper now, buddy.
All right. What's your favorite part of RC drag racing?
My favorite part of RC drag racing, the competition. I love competition when when it's the right environment, etc. I do love all the people that I meet, the places I get to go. The friendships I develop and camaraderie and just having a good time. But for me, honestly, I really love the competition.
Yeah.
And if you thought, my apologies if you hear the little he sounds like a harbor seal in the background. That's Mr.
Arf, arf. Arf, arf.
Which one is that?
Fred.
That's Fred.
That's for a 105-pound dog, he barks like a harbor seal.
We love Fred.
Yeah, Mr. Fred. Freaking dog.
What do you love most about RC racing?
Yeah, what do you enjoy most about it?
It's fun.
Just that it's fun, but
the fun is first and foremost, and for me, the competition is fun. Like I know it sounds weird, but I have fun when I'm out competing. You know.
Yeah.
I get that. What's your favorite? Do you like building them, racing them, or
building them,
or traveling?
Well, traveling.
Yeah.
Isn't that? It's pretty cool.
I went to Las Vegas and got a souvenir in the form of a 70-cent slot voucher.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's up on the wall. He sees. That's the kind of stuff I think he thinks is just super cool, which I laugh at. But this is like his favorite, one of his favorite souvenirs from that race.
I put my turf buggy sticker on it, but MJG airport slots cash out voucher $0.70.
I love it.
He wanted to keep that so bad when I cashed out. He's like, "Can I have that?" And I'm like, "Sure, dude." Like,
validation 4/24/23, invalid after 180 days.
Oh, I didn't know it went invalid. I didn't realize that.
I love this.
And you came back and we went to the Turf GP and you took 4th place. Oh.
Yeah, so I put the Turf GP sticker on there.
I don't know. All right.
You do all kinds of racing, right?
What do you race right now? What do you race currently?
Too much stuff.
Sit down and tell him though. Come on, this is so he knows.
I love that souvenir.
That is a good souvenir.
That's a good souvenir. What are some of what's your favorite racing right now? Like that you've been doing? Is it the drag racing?
My favorite racing right now. I really like traveling drag races. But the next time, I'll be lucky if I'll be lucky if I get one by
the next one. We know what next one we're going to.
Which one?
March.
Oh yeah, March. We're going to sand drag race. Do
you like sand drags better than no prep?
That's tough call. In no prep, I get to travel more, but in sand drag racing, I get to actually race more.
But in sand drags, we're going to start traveling now because of Billy. Thanks to Billy, right?
Yeah. I'm gonna go with sand drag racing. It's my favorite type of racing right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a new form of racing, huh? Kind of piquing interest.
Yeah. Yeah. So we don't really know what's gonna be good. But so far we think long chassis and long wheelie bar.
Makes sense.
Yeah, big pago tires, big front tires, and 4-pole motors. That's what we're thinking right now.
Yeah. We want to get up on top of the sand and float across it, huh?
Yeah, but
we'll see.
Who knows? Originally, the drag racing meta was carpet batteries. Now people are spending thousands on
not thousands, hundreds though.
Hundreds on trying to get the most power into a battery.
Yeah. It's I guess that comes with any form of racing though, right? I mean.
Yeah, this is my current battery. It's not raw approved for real street, but it's a DRK 9000 mAh 2-cell battery.
There's your real street battery.
This is my real street battery. It's actually an extra 1,000 mAh.
10,000 mAh.
Yeah. Bullet connectors. And it looks like a big brick.
Yep.
Right.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I think he really does. He likes the. Oh, what, you want to see one of these? What do you need?
No,
Oh, okay. Yes, I'll do that next. So I think this. He really likes. Yeah, he's been waiting to sand drag race for a while. He tell him. Hey, how long ago did you ask our place to build you a sand drag strip?
2 years. No, 3 years.
Yep, 3 years ago.
Really?
Yep. He saw a video.
And now I have it.
Yeah. He had saw a video online on YouTube and then started begging Die Hard RC. Hold on. Let's wait. So we got to do this. He started begging Die Hard RC to build him a drag strip, a sand drag strip, and then at the end of last season, was it? They dug the pit.
Yeah. And then at the beginning of this season, they filled it.
Yeah, they filled it with sand, and so after we went out and did a bunch of racing on the road, we would go out and come home and started doing small local races, and then let's see. So we started doing that, right, and trying to grow it local. And how many people do you think total came to our race? I mean, I helped, but
15.
Yeah, about 50 people came out, right, and then. He talked 5-star into doing what?
The Rooster chassis.
Which I'm sure you've seen. Yeah. That was actually him asking Dave before Dave bought it.
And then an old friend of ours brought his brother out. And his brother just so happens to be obsessed with ham radio. Long story short, I took him a new hobby.
Yeah, then he got into ham radios this summer also. But, So 5-star was doing getting ready to do the Rooster, and we were down in Oregon, and he got to be on NPRC TV and talk about the Rooster for the first time, right? And then Dave let you name. Then Dave bought 5-star and let you name the Rooster, and then Billy decided to blow up. Looks like that's Billy's. I think it's cool that that weekend. He talks to Billy about that. Sand drag racing and stuff, and I know Billy knew about it. But then all of a sudden, you know what I mean? Like, sand drags is the big, like Billy went all in. And I think we feel blessed that he did because we needed something to ignite that scene. Because, we can't do it. We can only do a small scale races up in the Northwest. And he's, he has, like I said, this is something that is something he has been wanting to do for 3 years. He finally gets a chance to do it this summer, and he wants it to be big. He thinks people will enjoy it, and to have Billy, also see his vision. Because I honestly didn't see it at first. I mean, I thought it looked cool and everything, but I was like, okay, what's different, And I mean, to me, it was just like it's just another okay, it's just different, right? But it's. Why would people do this versus no prep, right? And what was your answer?
Because I don't remember.
Well, remember when you first found it? What was just starting to change in no prep? Do you remember?
4-pole motors?
No. Tire prep.
Tire prep.
And he didn't like switching over to tire prep, and so he thought that this would be better because there's no. There's goods and bads to tire prep. He didn't like tire prep because it makes your hands sticky. It was 2 years ago, so he was, back then he was 10, so he really didn't like it, right? And so he was like, no tire prep. It doesn't make my hands sticky. That's what he thought was cool about it. I can't believe you don't remember that.
No, let me ask you, when you're, because I've never done sand drag racing, okay? But I've been in the sand on the motorcycles and etc. So when you're standing behind the car and you hit that throttle, do you blow sand all in your own teeth or what?
Well,
do you want me to insert a video?
Ow! That's pretty fast. A rock hit me right in the lip. I got hit right in the lip by by a rock about half a centimeter across. So my dad had to make an emergency trip to the hardware store.
There you go. So, well, you got to wear, you got to wear some eye protection and whatever else. Because I tell you, anytime I rode the motorcycles in the sand or played in car buggies with my buddies and everything, boy, the sand goes everywhere.
Oh. So first
look at there.
Yeah, that's about it. We got to figure out. I guess you got to figure out how to get. We can start putting stickers on there.
You're wearing a protective shield.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because I got hit in the rip by a flying rock at 40 miles an hour.
And that was, we had talked about this, and we had. I think he had goggles or he had eye protection, but not full face.
Yeah.
And the last weekend we raced, he got. I mean, what are those things Jimbo made? What did he make?
He made little feet boards that protect your legs.
Yeah, so they go up like to your waist, right? So we have those. And then he gets, then we went to the 4-pole motor, we went to bigger tires, bigger paddles, and it was, now the car really, it was moving. And he got smacked. I was surprised he took it as well as he did, because his lip it like a half hour later, he had that cherry lip.
You look like you got stung by a bee right on your lip or something.
Yeah, that's what. There you go.
Cherry lip syndrome.
So that'll happen. Yeah. But hey, I bet you still had a big old smile.
Yes, he did. And so then what happened? So we got your eye protection.
Mm-hmm.
And then what happened that weekend? Do you remember? Because that was the first weekend of the 4-pole.
What happened?
I don't know. What happened next day we go out to race? Do you remember what happened? What happened during the racing on 4-pole day? The first time we raced with a 4-pole.
I did a small oopsie in diff fluid is suddenly everywhere inside my gearbox.
It wasn't just it wasn't diff fluid. Well, there was some. Here it is. Here's the gear. Here's the gear. It's got a flat spot.
I stripped out a gear and.
So.
I stripped out my diff.
Not your diff. That's the idle. Is that the idler? No, that's not the idler. What is that one? Is that the idler? Which one is that? Yeah,
the smaller one that goes in the middle.
Yeah,
here.
Yeah, the idler.
I stripped out an idler gear.
Well, you started laying the horsepower down.
Yes.
I'm honestly surprised that my diff didn't fail first. I'm surprised that I am surprised that my spur did not fail first.
He thought he blew a spur. Because usually guys on the sand that we race with blow spur gears.
Do you run 32 pitch? Or
no.
what's your
48.
48 pitch with the sand cars?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm honestly... we've been thinking about 32 pitch, but we have so much money in 48 pitch gears.
Yeah, you use what you got. And if it's working and not failing, then great. Keep running it.
Uh-huh.
What I think happened was with the 4-pole, I know what happened. This is my opinion, is we built a watering system for our track. We've found that. Yeah, oh yeah. We have like at the start line, we have an auto, we can turn it on and it waters, it just sprinkles at the start line, and so the rule is, our rule is you have, 90 seconds after the race that just happened to groom your lane, and you can only groom out about 20 feet, 15 feet.
I'll tell about 15 foot long sprinkler pipe.
So you're allowed to groom where the sprinkler pipe is. It was just our rule for the summer, right? And you have 90 seconds, so we kind of keep things going.
But before that, the rule used to be that both people have to maintain the track every few races. And the winner gets to choose who waters and who.
Right. But we just did. Instead, we just
right.
Well, we were trying to get.
That's a fun little thing, and it's like when you're racing off road or the oval or stuff, right? You race your heat race or whatever, and then you got to go play turn marshal duty.
Yeah.
You got to do work too. You can't just expect everybody else to do stuff.
So what we decided was easier, because then it was like
Please, I'm hungry.
Okay, he needs to have a banana.
Banana.
We started because it was kind of hard to. It was kind of getting to be a little chaotic, and so we tried this thing where it was like, okay, if you don't want to groom your lane, you don't have to groom your lane, but it's up to you, and you have 90 seconds. Well, guys started noticing that they did better if they groomed their lane, unless like the guy that went up and didn't make a good pass or whatever. Then you didn't really have to groom the lane. They would just line up a little off.
Right.
Different guys, different strategies. But we found that so once we started watering more at the start line, but there's a happy medium, and we started grooming more. Then all of a sudden, and you're putting big paddles and big power down, what I think happened is we finally, not upgrading the gearbox and all this power and that car, and all of a sudden it was just too much. It's always the next weakest point, right?
Right.
And I think the idler gear just sitting there, and that car going from 0 to I think we were launching at 50% power.
And we reached 50 miles an hour ish.
Yeah, going about 50 miles per hour in 66 feet.
I was gonna ask how long.
Break.
Yeah, 66 feet. And so you either if you don't wreck it and hit something. That's that's the first thing. Like that's you got to try not to hit anything, and the other thing is then I think is going to be launching them and not breaking internals.
All right.
But that depends where you race, because we now with, and I'll tell you what, and this is what something that hey, what are you doing? What are you really into? Something?
This video is at 30 bytes.
Okay, but that has nothing to do with poor Steve.
Sorry.
Because of Billy, and we're meeting all these people around the country that do this. When you're racing on the beach and you don't have water to water your track, you're dealing with fluff sand, and so they don't go as fast.
Right.
It's just interesting, so that's not
right.
Yeah, I think so. That's what I personally like, is how no matter where you go, and that's why I'm excited to travel. You've got to take an arsenal of tires, possibly, or different size paddles with you, and I think that's going to be we'll see. We'll see where that goes, but yeah.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah.
My guess is that by the end of next year, the beach at Die Hard Steve will have moved back by 2 inches.
It'll be what?
It'll move back by 2 inches because the car's fleeing the sand backwards.
That's why we got a tractor it. Remember this at the beginning of summer, we're going to widen it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got it. I got you, but I think, like your dad said, that you just groom the track and drag it back into place, huh?
Yeah.
Back in July, at the night race,
oh, that was crazy.
We had a night race called King of Fleeing.
Who won that race?
Me.
Okay.
You want that one?
Yeah.
The sponsors donated some prizes. I got a McLaren 5.5 turn motor that I'm gonna put in my sprint car.
Mm-hmm.
The second place guy who actually in the semifinals knocked me down into loser's bracket. It was double elimination. He's also the guy who turns me onto ham radio. He got, what did he get? A OKO racing gift card.
Yeah.
He got a OKO racing gift card.
Supposed to be the first prize, but yeah.
And in third place,
I don't remember what third place got. You tell me if you remember. Why are we talking about this?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
He's excited about the new.
Anyways,
yeah.
I like taking Sarah at the first. I like taking Sarah at the first national sand drag race. Did we get anyone from out of state?
We did not get anyone from out of state, but we offered anyone in the country could come, right? That was your thing.
Yeah, so we like taking Sarah at the first national sand drag race.
Perfect.
Buy it. Yeah.
I don't know if Steve Slaney's ready to go sand drag racing. I'm gonna be honest, but
March. Come on to March.
I cannot say I will not do it. I'm not. I don't have a car, and I'm not building one right now. because I enjoy the drag racing we do, and I really enjoy the oval racing, and I'm really excited, for off-road racing, possibly with the motorcycles.
Yes. What's that?
You know,
What's that? Hut. He's trying to tell me something. Oh yeah, I got it. I got you. Okay, yes, I will. Yeah, don't trust me. He ain't giving up either. That's his real streak.
right?
So no, we ain't stopping. In fact,
Oh, I know that.
Yeah.
You guys aren't walking away from that. You're enjoying another aspect of the hobby, and that's awesome.
exactly.
You know, that's
In fact, we were just reaching out to guys this weekend about some real street, because the only thing we can't race outlaw in our winter spot. It's a parking garage. It's just not long enough.
Sure.
I mean, it was 2 years ago. It was kind of getting sketchy racing in there in the winter, and testing before King of the Streets was super sketchy.
Yeah.
This year,
I
there's
bet.
no way we could race there. So we're gonna do some. We're gonna see if some guys want to go real street racing there. I think it'd be a
There
fun,
you go.
fun
Yeah.
thing to do.
Uh-huh.
We can classes that way. Everybody can still race, and I mean, hey, look, there's times and places for the super fast cars that we run now, and maybe index racing or real street cars or whatever, where they're slowed down a little bit. It's still close side by side racing, and the fun is still there.
Your fault.
How is that my fault?
I don't. You have to ask the questions.
I have. You don't even give me an opportunity to ask the question
Yes, he
without
has.
interrupting.
Oh, you're saying it's his fault?
I'm saying it's your fault.
What do you got for me?
Yeah. What's the next?
What
We're
other questions
recording
you got?
again, so yeah. Okay, ready?
Yeah.
Go.
How does being part of a team help you?
Ooh, that's a favorite.
How does
question.
being part of a team help me? First and foremost, the camaraderie, right? Just being with everybody. That's not necessarily a team thing. That can be an event thing, etc. But the team aspect of it, collecting data and sharing information to make all of us faster. It's it's maybe discouraging to new people, and it was discouraging to me at times, honestly, because like my example, when I was at King of the Street, whatever, I wasn't on a team. I was there solo by myself, and going against people that were working together. The Arizona crew. Right, they were a great tight Arizona crew team, etc. They would gain data and knowledge on that track / event quicker than anybody. So to me, that's one of the biggest advantages of being on a team. And
Yeah, he misses his buddy Taylor from Team.
absolutely, I know, bud. I didn't mean to dredge up any path,
okay.
and everybody's with us.
Yeah.
That's
You just
right.
keep that in mind.
That's a great time for the next question. What is the next question?
I don't actually. I was gonna ask if you can only take one teammate to a big race, who would it be? I'm actually gonna skip that question.
No, that's a good question. If you can only take one of your teammates,
I don't want to upset the rest of your teammates.
you don't want to upset the rest of them.
No.
Oh, I'll tell you what. I'll answer it this way. How's that? And if you don't mind,
Then we can edit. You can always edit it out.
if you want, you can edit it out.
Honestly, it's your choice if we edit or not.
I wouldn't want to take one single teammate. If only one single teammate went to a race with me, then so be it. That's just the situation. But I'm fortunate enough to have an amazing group of people around me. So all of my teammates, at any given moment, I would love to spend time with at an event.
There you
Mhm.
go.
So I'm not gonna edit that question. I am not going to edit that
All
question.
right, you can leave it in there. All right.
Yeah, no worries.
That is beautifully said, man.
That's a great way to put it.
You've won a big race. So what keeps you motivated to keep doing this?
I want to win another one. Hands down, I want to win another one. But you know, I want to win another one. But I really enjoy the hobby, the sport, and the racing. You know, so that's what keeps me motivated. The want to win. How's that?
Okay. What chassis, electronics, tires, and controller do you use, and why?
My chassis are GFRP, Apollo cars. My electronics, I use an R1 ESC. I currently use DRK motors tuned by Smashy.
Yeah.
Okay. My tires are Voodoo, obviously. I use Voodoo, and with the win, I was fortunate enough to be brought onto the Team Ot6, and Matt Ottman helps me a lot. Dustin Malakote with GFRP. Racer RC is the bodies that I use. Dan Brancati and Andy Jacobson. I use Straight Line Spoilers wings, Gary Campbell. My tire preps, I use Jeff Zuccarell's Get Stuck and his line of products.
Mm-hmm.
I use Frank Greer's A to Z Traction. I've used Tony Tone's Live Action. My wheels are Bad Racing wheels, 99% of the time, with John Martin.
Okay.
Bearings, in my cars are, I use Arts, RC Speed Secret stuff, bearings, turnbuckles, etc. Zuback. So John Zuback with Zuback Speed Shop. I use his oils and lubes. And if I'm forgetting anybody else, I truly apologize, but I think I covered all my products.
Oakley sunglasses and clothing apparel.
I love my Oakley cars. I think when I interviewed with Billy after the big win, you would ask me that question.
Okay.
I believe I answered those questions.
I know.
Set fire to the garage.
There. I'm going to take a moment to be very honest and admit that I made a poor decision in using a Sterno can to warm the area of the shop during the interview instead of pulling out the winter heater. Looking back, this was not a wise decision to have an open flame that could be knocked over, starting a small fire in the shop. I will say that all flammable chemicals were stored properly and batteries in lipo-safe containers, which ensured we didn't have any major incidents during the filming of this video, but it is a healthy reminder to be safe.
Did I cover all the questions, or did I answer your question properly about my chassis and electronics and all that stuff?
You forgot the controller.
Oh no, you didn't. M17.
Oh yeah.
No. I use you're right. I did forget controller. I use Futaba. I use a PX10.
You went to the Futaba. Fix the corner. You just.
I went to Futaba literally the weekend before Alabama.
Really? So you've been using it that long?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Well, it serves you well in Alabama, that's for sure.
I think the magnet is next to you.
I was on a Futaba when I won the big national. Won that national, I should say.
So you were on Futaba. See, I'm old school Futaba, and like as soon as we, this is what sucked when he got into RC. Everyone at our track that we went to used Team Associated. And so, yes, then later we did find a few guys that run TLR, but I didn't know I hadn't done RC in over 15 years. And it's like, okay, so, Associated's good. My buddy's running Associated. So I was like, okay, so he gets an Associated buggy. and what, controller. Well, I'd always ran Futaba, and everyone else is running Sanwa. Sorry, I had to look. I mean, because and I loved my food, and I still do, and I'm really thinking hard about. I've been talking to him about switching to a Futaba because biggest thing is the distance. I'm sorry, but Sanwa, when you're drag racing, after you go about 180 feet,
you got
to do the
right, the famous Sanwa stretch.
Yeah.
I hear that point. I like both radios, to be honest, but when I made the switch over to the Futaba, the range was one thing. That was just peace of mind.
Right.
That I had a little better range with the car, but I like the adjustability. Like, I think it has a little more fine tuning than the Sanwas.
What is Smashy doing more with Futaba now? Or does he go back and forth?
No, I know he uses the Futaba, but I think like some of the customers or whatever, they're on both, and he knows both systems.
Right, because I know it's not exactly the same. Like,
it's not. There's like, and I'll be honest, man. Like, what I won in February, right? Yeah, February, and there's still things like I don't know how they coincide. Like, whatever, I'll say the Futaba ramp setting in comparison to the Sanwa ramp setting. Like, I don't know if I set mine at XYZ, is that like negative 94, 95, 96? I don't know that stuff, but honestly, it's like I'm not using it, so I really don't
care.
I don't care, and it's not like I understand enough. I help it the best I can. People have questions or whatever. I know the system. I could go fast with my M17 and all that jazz, but if somebody like pinned me down and said, "Oh, what exact settings on a Futaba are negative 96 and the point values are the point values." Like that's
Sorry
pretty.
about almost burning the house down.
That's all right.
I can't tell.
That's pretty.
Wait, no, the point values. The point values. Finish that.
Yeah. And then as far as the ramp speeds, I use the 3 speeds in the Futaba, which I like, but I can't tell you, like, if I'm at a 25 first speed and a 30 second speed, I can't tell you what that equates to on a Sanwa. Is that a 95, negative 95? Is that a negative 96? I don't know.
Does it have a this is how much I don't know. Does the Futaba have like a anti-lock braking one setup? Is that where that came from? Was Futaba? Or
the ABS?
Yeah, where like that's one of the reasons I really want to try it.
Surge brakes or whatever, for a lack of word. Yeah. Futaba has the anti-lock or the
surge braking. Do you like that? Do you
system?
think?
Okay. I do.
Okay. Are you ready?
It's hard at first.
Now you see why we don't play with fire.
I wasn't playing with fire. I was playing with a thermal can that just so happened to be on fire.
Justification. Yep. He's on.
Yeah.
This is going in the blooper video and in the regular video.
Okay.
That'll be all right.
All right. Moving on.
Front and rear shock oil weight.
My front shocks are 60 weight, and my rear oil weight is 100.
Okay. The fluid weight.
I change it up, but I usually use 500K or 750K.
Mm-hmm. In standard racing, I don't know what difference am I running.
20 million.
I'm running 20 million. And in standard racing, you either need to do 20 million or you just need to lock your diff.
Makes sense.
Well, Yeah, when it gets hot, that 20 million isn't as stiff as you think. You know.
So 50 million.
I don't know, but that's where we're at right now.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm once again sorry
So
about.
and those two questions and the electronics.
Yeah.
Are his core entire? Those are the ones he's asked every single person that he's interviewed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what's your next one?
Do you play safe? Sorry. Do you play it safe, or do you let the big dog eat?
What is it?
Do you play it safe, or do you let the big dog eat?
Do you let the big dog?
Ooh, that's a good one. So I try to play it safe and go rounds, but then I tend to turn it up and let the big dog eat, and I sometimes lose because of that.
Yeah.
I think
it's the beast. We want to go as fast as we can.
Yep. And either
but playing it safe and going rounds that's what wins. It's proven.
You know who I think's really good at that is what's his name? Big Cam Neve. I think Big Cam, I think he's got a good balance of playing it safe but also turning it up.
Yeah, it's hard. You're right. No, Cam's a solid racer, and it's hard to not chase numbers per se, right? Or go fast as you can. I mean, we all want to set that track record, speed record, whatever you want to say. We're chasing those numbers, but that at the end of the day, that's something that's hard for me. Like personally, you asked earlier, people are going to race Slaney, or I'm like, I remember when I first started and I went to the races, Mark Vine, right? I'm like, oh my gosh, what do I do? I just throw everything at it.
And some of those guys know.
Yeah, I probably didn't need to. Not discrediting anybody. I hurt myself because I didn't go A to B. I didn't play it safe and smart. And that's we all do it. It is what it is.
Yep. That's exactly. I don't know if you remember. Do you? Hey, what's your buddy's nickname from King of the Streets? From the McLaren team, the kid that took out Mark at King of the Streets.
Cameron Goodfellow, 005.
005. No, 005.
Yeah. And I believe he has the fastest. He officially has the record for a fastest reaction time on an instant green light.
No, at King of the Streets.
Oh, just went faster?
I don't know, but that's what they said. Nobody had a faster reaction time at King of the Streets.
Wow.
He knew he had to do something to beat Mark, and he guessed. And guys guess all the time, right? But Cam got so lucky that Mark thought... I was at the start line. I thought Cam red lit.
Right.
He didn't. He even kind of... Yeah, it was a crazy... And... afterwards, I see Mark come up and shake his hand and be like, you know what, dude? Right on. You know what? You got me. What else can you say?
Hey, Dad.
Yeah.
I'm on my first my first out of country to race to be sand drag racing in the Dominican Republic.
I know you want to go to that race. Well, you got to talk to Mama about that one.
Yeah.
Right.
I'm pretty sure I need a passport.
Yeah, we got to get you a new passport, don't we?
I have an enhanced ID, but that's only valid for Mexico and Canada.
Okay, remember you were getting mad at me because I was distracting you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Do you have any good luck charms or superstitions?
No, not really. I think I don't have any real superstitions or anything like that. I mean, I just try to stick to my same routine, and that's it.
Thank you so much, Steve, for your time today. Before we go, any questions for me, or anyone you'd like to thank?
Well, let's see. I'll ask you a question first, and then we'll close out with all the people I'd like to thank. What is your next big MPRC race? Where will I see you guys at? What are you thinking?
Well, stand drag. I'm going to March. Stand drag racing, but no prep.
Do you know which one Mommy and I are talking about? Maybe.
No.
Is there any in particular? Is it a West Coast thing out here? I'm a West Coast guy also.
I know. Okay, there. I heard rumors of an Arizona national race, so that would be cool.
Yeah.
We wanted to do Toys for Tots. That's not gonna. The one on the West Coast. That's not gonna happen. I think. Well, we because everyone said it was such an amazing surface. Going and racing in Wisconsin is definitely like we're just the wife and I are just starting to plan out next year. Except for he really wanted to go down in March. If Billy does his final, Billy's doing that racing series with who?
Erica Del Grasso.
Yes, Erica. Oh my gosh. Dude, her husband was on fire at Kansas. Anyways, I don't know if you saw that second place. I mean, wow, that was such a good race.
We're actually racing somewhere.
Yeah, you were. That's right. You were racing. I think you were racing at that other California. You were racing at the California race. We saw Yes, I remember that now. Now I remember how that went.
That was last week, and I was down in Southern California with the boys, and everybody was back there at that race.
Yes. So Erica. We have talked about wanting to go to Billy's the finals because we can't go to his whole race series, but we thought it'd be super cool to go to the finals because you can race at the final race. Even if you're not in it. And so it would be cool to see who wins, to be there when someone wins that series and race at it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the races we're talking about. Wisconsin, because everyone said it was the best surface you've ever seen in your life because, well, it should be. It was purpose-built, right?
Right. I've never been to Straight Line or
Wisconsin.
Straight
Line. That's what it's called, Straight Line. Sorry.
Steve?
That's a bucket list thing for myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you got?
I was gonna say. I was gonna say. Oh yeah. The elevator.
The elevator. Oh, do you know about the elevator?
I do not know about the elevator.
Okay,
I feel like I learned something here.
My first national race. Fall nationals. Hosted by the Christies. In San Diego.
Yep.
And we went to eat this Mexican restaurant by an airfield. And they had a wheelchair elevator because the restaurant was on the second floor. It was one of those old elevators where the doors hinge open. You have to pull them open. The doors can only open. Door can only open if the elevator's on that floor, and the elevator can only move if all the doors are closed. And you hold the up button, and the elevator slowly goes up. You hold the down button, the elevator slowly goes down.
Okay.
And I was getting up. I was going up. I was about maybe 10 feet up. When all of a sudden, the elevator stops moving. I was obsessed with the elevator. I started calling to my dad. Help!
Didn't know where he was at.
Hey.
Did you even hear me calling help?
Nope. He had walked one of the racers that left lunch early down to his car to say goodbye. One of our friends, Craig Fleek, and and you got stuck in the elevator.
The press for help button had its cover missing. I had an irrational fear that if I pressed it, I would get electrocuted. And even then, no one actually listens to those things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So then what happened?
Eventually, my calling got more panicked. So my dad got to come over. He suddenly got a knee cramp. And then someone else
I started running over to his. I heard him screaming, and when I have a knee that I've had surgery on 3 or 4 times now. It like locked up and cramped up and just like went in, and so I can't. I'm like hobbling over there, so everyone else is running over. And what happened?
Eventually, they came over. They kept telling me to push and pull on the emergency stop button.
Freaking out, total freak out.
And that's the reason I have a really bad fear of elevators. Looking back, it's still funny. It's still scary, but it's really funny for me.
Right.
Eventually, they realized what happened is that the bottom door had cracked open somehow. So they sensed
it turned on the safety switches.
Yep.
Because open the door, and you would happen to be stuck in between floor lines.
Yep.
Yeah. It
Oh,
was
boy.
about probably 30 feet up. It was probably 30 feet up to go up to the second floor. And I don't think I could have reached the sides. So that was definitely out of the question. But eventually, the one of the workers came down and closed the door, and I got out.
Nah.
I didn't use the elevator for a few months after that. And even still, I get really nervous whenever I have to use them.
This is true. And now,
Well,
to this day, the Christies, every time they take someone to lunch from out of town,
They tell them the legend of the elevator.
and what sticker is on the elevator?
For 2 years now, and it still hasn't been removed yet. There is an OKO sticker on the elevator.
I love it.
And the restaurant guys, they're always laughing about the story.
Yes.
Well, I never would have guessed in a million years that you had an elevator named after you because you got stuck.
Right?
Yeah.
That's pretty good stuff, kid.
Mhm.
That beats a lot of war stories that I've had.
Yeah. Oh, here's a war story.
Oh,
No. Thank you!
Thank you.
For Dylan, she made that for you. So
Hi.
Thank you for the shirt.
And
Thank you, doing Steve, for the amazing shirt. And the tongue is sparkly.
But thank you so much. Oh, you know what? This could be the box.
I
Okay.
hope you like the shirt.
I
Tell
do.
her your favorite part of the shirt.
The sparkly tongue.
I love that part. That was my favorite too. I love sparkles.
Yeah.
That he has everyone he has shown that shirt to. But can you see the sparkly tongue? You gotta see it. You gotta see it in the sun.
I'm not gonna lie, you guys. When you grab the shirt at Oregon,
Yeah.
you actually pointed out the sparkly tongue to me, dude. I didn't even know that she put that on there. I didn't pay attention, and you noticed it, and I didn't. I felt like a knucklehead. But
Oh no, dude! It's just one of those.
it's all good, but see, it's the things that these kids notice or do that sometimes slips past a little older guy like us, Jay.
Right? Exactly. Oh,
Fun shirt.
we love that. That is so. It's been like I put it in a Ziploc bag to make sure nothing got on it, and I've taken such good care of it, and then we loaded up half of the house to move out, and it's here. I know it's here. I promise. You will. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
That my mom was just my wife started doing cricket with me, and she was like, "Wow, we got to step up our game, I guess, because we can't even do something that good yet." Like that is.
Yeah, it's a whole lot of layering.
Yes. Oh. Okay.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Okay. Where are you at? Thank you so much.
Thank you for the
Oh,
shirt.
that's the senior, right? Oh yeah. You don't have any problems in life, Steve.
Steve,
Wait.
the story...
You gotta let him fit. So you answered his question. Now you gotta let him do his thing.
Ask me a question.
You already did.
Oh.
Do you have any more questions for him?
Would you like to hear this story?
No, you're not. It's not story time.
It's
Does
a 30-second story.
No. Does Steve have any more questions for you?
Do you have any questions for me?
Yes, do one.
I want to know all of your sponsors because I truly don't know them. Who supports you and helps? I'm sure there's a ton of them.
There's a couple.
This is what we do, right? We all promote each other and get along and have some fun. So I'd like to truly know who all helps you.
McLean Racing, my first sponsor I've ever gotten. Expert Servos, who's owned by the same company that owns McLean Racing.
Well, distributed by, but
Stashy RC Hardware, who's owned by Stashy. I'm a member of Team AZ. 5-Star Hobbies, who I've had a good connection with for a long time. A lot of friends on that team. Frank Greer's # Pink Lemonade, also owned by a Team AZ guy who I've been friends with for a long time. Paul's Body Shop.
Pew pew.
I'm not gonna tell you the entire story of Pew Pew, because it's a secret.
Yeah, there is a secret to that story. If you meet Bob, you'll figure it out. I promise. If you hang out with Bob Hamilton, you'll figure out the secret.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
He paints a lot of bodies for me.
And sponsors you.
Qualified Performance. They're a corporate sponsor. They don't actually do RC stuff. But But it's a veteran-owned company. And
Nice.
Caldwell Raceworks, who makes wings. And
Yep.
can't forget Wildfire Sea Works, who's owned by someone
Call him Brand.
who I have known since I started RC. And recently he shaved his beard, and
Yeah, Colin shaved his beard.
Did he lose it? Did he lose a bet to you?
no.
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 No, he actually celebrated with a gift I gave him.
Yep.
Should I say the
You
gift?
can say what the gift is.
A can of 10% alcoholic beer.
IPA.
Oh,
That was
nice. Gave
Those
him a
IPAs.
nice dad soda,
Yeah.
He thinks it,
an adult beverage.
he thinks 7% is a lot of alcohol for an IPA. He was nervous agreeing to 10%.
Well, good on you.
Yeah, tropical bear hug if anyone listening wants to try it.
Yep.
Oh boy.
All right. So now what? So that's all of his sponsors. So who does Steve have to thank for being here?
So obviously, GFRP and Dustin Malaco,
The man. Yeah.
Team Ot 6, Voodoo, Matt, Racer RC, Dan Brancati and Andy Jacobson, Straight Line Spoilers, Gary Campbell, Bad Racing, John Martin, A to Z Traction, Mr. Frank Greer, live action, Tony Tone. He did some stuff for me at first, and RC Speed Secrets, Art Sanfellow. Man, I am probably missing somebody. I got a great backing and I'm super appreciative. So,
What tires do you run again?
what's
I'm
that?
trying to help you. What tires do you run again?
Oh, I covered them. Voodoo tires.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Wanted to make sure I could. See, that's where I'm getting. I'm getting old. Did he say Voodoo? I'm like, did he? Do you remember Voodoo?
I hope I did, but yeah, no, definitely. I've always ran Voodoo since day one, and then I was fortunate enough to come on board with the team after Alabama and the win, etc. And just people in general. Squishy Racing. I forgot.
Buddy. Yep.
Ashy and Squishy Racing. So my apologies for that. But there's just so many people. It's hard when we're all talking. I almost have to stare
Write
at
them down.
my car. Or horrible habit of mine. I don't always write everything down, but it's all good. I appreciate everybody's help and support, and thanks for bringing me on this show and having a conversation with you, and
Thanks for coming on, man. And
Billy and everything that he does, and just everybody, all the race promoters, etc. I really appreciate it. It's a good time with everybody. John Zuback Speed Lubes, enjoy his product. So.
I know that I know one of the things that we want to do this summer is go to a race where you and your crew is at, for sure.
Hey, Steve.
Yeah, that's something we were talking about.
I also want to thank Sterno for providing with the necessary entertainment for this interview.
Right? Yeah, because we couldn't have this interview without Sterno.
Yeah, we got to put Sterno on there. Now we got to get on the cricket and make Sterno sticker, and that'll be our little secret. Maybe we'll get some Sterno stickers, and we can get some sparkly red flames coming out.
Are you on fire? If not, get Sterno.
Get Sterno. Hey, get stuck. I didn't say get stuck. And Jeff Zuck.
That's right, Jeff Zuck. Amazing guy. I just want to say,
yes,
that guy. We're not sponsored by him, but he has helped us out too. He's he's always, he's done a lot of. He does cool, neat things that you like. How do you tell people about? Because it's on the back of a computer. It's not. I don't know where that computer is right now, but he sent him out when Spider Spunk first came out. Did he send you a Spider Spunk, or was it the Get OG sticker? But he sent him out like the big one, right? And,
oh yeah.
just for just to be just because he knows kids like stickers and you know what I mean and
Oh yeah.
it's just stuff like that and,
Yep.
and throwing in an extra bottle or so you know what I mean just always he's one of those guys.
Some of the best things in life, maybe they come to you in a dream or when you're just sitting there chilling and all of a sudden you go, I got a great idea, and that's when it happens. That's when things go down.
Yeah.
So nice work, man.
Yeah.
Steve.
Last thing, and then you got to do
right.
closing.
If the fire extinguisher hanging thing empty, I would probably be ankle deep in foam right now.
You think so?
It's not empty. You know what? You didn't know about the safety that Dad has on it.
To all those listening, please like my Facebook page, Twisted Frog Racing, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, Twisted Frog. Bye, Steve. Don't hang up. How is that my fault?
Thank you. I don't. You have to ask the questions.
I you don't even give me an opportunity to ask the questions
Yes, he
without
has.
interrupting.
Oh, you're saying it's his fault?
I'm saying it's your fault.